What if I told you that a single thought could shape your reality? Sounds impossible, right? But science, psychology, and even ancient wisdom suggest otherwise. Think about this. Every invention, every great achievement, every world-changing event, all started as a thought. The mind is more powerful than we realize, and yet most people let their thoughts run on autopilot, without understanding their true potential. Right now, you might be limiting yourself without even knowing it. What if you could take control? What if you could design your future with your thoughts? In this video, we're going deep into the power of the mind. You'll see how thoughts influence reality, how science backs this up, and how you can use this knowledge to transform your life. Stay with me until the end, because once you understand this, you'll never think the same way again. Your mind is shaping your reality every second of the day, whether you realize it or not. Every decision, every reaction, and every opportunity in your life is influenced by the way you think. Ever noticed how some people always seem lucky? Everything just works out for them. On the other hand, some people struggle no matter what they do. Why does this happen? Is it just chance, or is there something deeper going on? The truth is, our thoughts create patterns. These patterns affect how we see the world, how we behave, and even how others react to us. Imagine two people going to a job interview. One walks in confidently, believing they're the perfect fit. The other is full of doubt, assuming they're not good enough. Even if their qualifications are the same, who do you think is more likely to get hired? This isn't magic, it's psychology. Your thoughts influence your body language, your emotions, and even your energy. But it goes beyond just personal confidence. There's real science behind how your brain processes reality. Certain thoughts strengthen neural pathways, making them automatic. If you keep thinking negatively, your brain wires itself to expect failure. But if you train your mind to focus on possibilities, your brain rewires for success. The best part? You can control this. You can reprogram your mind. You can break free from limiting thoughts and start shaping a better reality, starting today. And in the next section, we'll dive into the science behind this. Because once you understand how it works, you'll realize just how much power you actually have. So how does this actually work? Is it just a mindset shift, or is there real science behind it? Let's start with neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself based on repeated thoughts and experiences. Your brain isn't a fixed system, it's constantly adapting. When you think a certain way over and over, your brain builds stronger neural connections, making that pattern automatic. For example, if you always assume the worst, your brain gets really good at finding problems. It becomes your default setting. But if you train your mind to expect opportunities, your brain adapts and starts spotting chances you might have missed before. Now, let's talk about the reticular activating system, RAS, a small network of nerves in your brainstem that acts as a filter. Your brain processes millions of pieces of information every second, but you only notice what your RAS allows. Ever bought a new car and suddenly started seeing that exact model everywhere? That's your RAS in action. It didn't create those cars. They were always there. But now your brain is tuned to notice them. The same thing happens with your thoughts. If you constantly tell yourself, "I'm not good enough," your brain will filter reality to confirm that belief. You'll notice every rejection, every mistake, and every failure, because that's what your RAS is trained to find. But here's the good news. You can reprogram your RAS. Start feeding it different thoughts and it will begin filtering reality in a new way. Instead of obstacles, you'll see opportunities. Instead of problems, you'll notice solutions. And then there's the placebo effect, one of the most studied psychological phenomena. Patients given fake treatments often experience real improvements just because they believe they're getting better. Their thoughts literally trigger physical changes in their bodies. So if a sugar pill can cause real healing, imagine what your thoughts can do when you consciously direct them. Science proves that your thoughts influence your brain, your body, and your reality. The question is, are you using this power to shape a life you love, or are you letting it shape a life you don't want? In the next section, we're going to look at real-life examples, stories of people who use their thoughts to change everything. And trust me, these will blow your mind. Now that we understand the science, let's look at real-life examples of people who used their thoughts to reshape reality. These aren't just theories. These are actual cases of people who changed their lives by changing their minds. 1. Jim Carrey's $10 million check. Before Jim Carrey became one of Hollywood's biggest stars, he was a struggling comedian living in Los Angeles. But instead of accepting his reality, he created a new one in his mind. He wrote himself a check for $10 million, dated it for 5 years in the future, and wrote for acting services rendered in the memo. Every day he would visualize himself receiving that money, starring in movies and living his dream. 5 years later, he landed a role in Dumb and Dumber, his paycheck. Exactly $10 million. Was it magic? No. His belief shaped his actions. He worked harder, took bigger risks, and refused to give up, because in his mind, it was already real. 2. The study on basketball visualization. In the 1980s, researchers at the University of Chicago conducted a fascinating experiment. They divided students into 3 groups and tested their ability to shoot free throws. Group 1 practiced shooting every day. Group 2 didn't touch a basketball, but visualized themselves making perfect shots. Group 3 did nothing. After 30 days, they tested everyone again. Group 1, physical practice, improved by 24%. Group 3, no practice, showed no improvement. Group 2, only visualization, improved by 23%, almost the same as those who physically trained. This proves that your brain doesn't know the difference between real and imagined experiences. By simply thinking about success, you can train your mind and body to perform better. 3. The cancer patient who healed himself. Dr. Norman Cousins, a well-known researcher, was diagnosed with a rare and painful disease that doctors said was incurable. Instead of accepting his fate, he decided to use the power of his mind. He locked himself in a hotel room, watched comedies all day, and filled his mind with positive emotions. He laughed, visualized healing, and refused to focus on fear. A few months later, doctors were stunned. His condition had completely reversed. He lived decades longer than anyone expected, simply by shifting his focus. This isn't just one case. Countless studies have shown that people who believe in their recovery heal faster and better than those who don't. 4. The power of self-talk. A Navy SEAL named David Goggins, one of the toughest men alive, was once overweight, depressed, and stuck in a miserable job. He hated his life. One day he looked in the mirror and realized his thoughts were the enemy. Instead of telling himself he was weak, he started repeating, "I am unstoppable. I don't stop when I'm tired. I stop when I'm done. I control my mind. My mind doesn't control me." Over time, his body followed his mind. He lost 100 pounds, became a SEAL, and now runs ultra marathons for fun. His story proves that what you tell yourself daily becomes your reality. What these stories mean for you. You don't need to be famous or superhuman to use this power. These people weren't lucky. They were intentional. Your thoughts shape your habits. Your habits shape your actions. Your actions shape your life. If Jim Carrey, a broke comedian, could turn his thoughts into millions, if a basketball player could improve without touching a ball, if a dying man could heal himself with laughter, what's stopping you from reshaping your reality? In the next section, I'll show you how to apply these techniques in your daily life, step by step, because knowing this is one thing, but using it, that's where the real power is. Knowing that your thoughts shape reality is powerful, but it's useless if you don't apply it. So how do you actually use this in daily life? Here are 3 simple but powerful techniques to start reshaping your mind and your reality. 1. Visualization. See it before it happens. Your brain can't tell the difference between a real experience and an imagined one. That's why visualization is so powerful. Every morning, close your eyes for just 5 minutes and picture your ideal life. Don't just see it, feel it. Imagine the excitement, the confidence, the success. Picture yourself achieving your goals as if it's happening right now. Athletes, CEOs, and top performers all use this trick. It programs your brain to act like the person you want to become. 2. Affirmations. Train your mind like a muscle. The words you say to yourself shape how you see the world. If you keep saying, "I'm bad at this," your brain will prove you right. Instead, repeat affirmations that reflect the reality you want. "I am capable. I attract success effortlessly. Everything is working in my favor." Say them out loud every day. Write them down. Your brain will start believing them, and your actions will follow. 3. The what-if trick. Flip negative thoughts. Most people sabotage themselves with thoughts like, "What if I fail? What if this goes wrong? Flip that. Instead of asking negative what-ifs, ask positive ones. What if this works out perfectly? What if I succeed faster than I imagined? What if everything is aligning in my favor? This small shift rewires your brain to focus on possibilities instead of fear. These 3 techniques are simple, but if you use them daily, they will change how you think. And when your thinking changes, your reality follows. Now let's talk about something just as important, the biggest mistakes people make when trying to use this power. Because if you don't avoid these, you could block your own success without realizing it. Now that you know how to use the power of your thoughts, let's talk about the mistakes that can block your success. Many people try to change their reality, but fail because they fall into these traps. 1. Doubting too soon. Most people expect instant results. They try visualization or affirmations for a few days and then quit, saying, "This doesn't work." Here's the truth. Your brain takes time to rewire. Just like building muscle at the gym, you won't see results overnight. But if you stay consistent, one day, everything clicks. Solution: commit for at least 30 days before judging whether it works. Trust the process. 2. Letting negative thoughts take over. It's impossible to have positive thoughts 24/7. Negative thoughts will come. It's natural. But the mistake is believing them and letting them control you. Solution: when a negative thought appears, don't fight it. Instead, observe it and replace it. If you think, "I'll never succeed," replace it with, "I am learning and improving every day." If you think, "Nothing ever works for me," replace it with, "Everything is shifting in my favor." It's not about being fake. It's about training your brain to see new possibilities. 3. Focusing on the how instead of the what. Many people get stuck because they don't see how their dreams can come true. They think, "I don't know the right people," or "I don't have the money." But here's the secret. You don't need to know how. Just focus on what you want, take action, and let life unfold. Solution: focus on the next step, not the entire path. Opportunities will appear in ways you never expected. Avoid these mistakes, and your ability to shape reality will become stronger. Now let's wrap this up with a powerful final message, because what you do after this video could change everything. Right now you have a choice. You can go back to your usual thoughts, letting life happen to you, or you can take control. Your thoughts are shaping your reality every second. Whether you believe it or not, whether you use it or not, it's happening. The only question is, are you shaping a life you want or one you don't? You've seen the science. You've heard the stories. You now know the techniques. It's time to apply them. Start today, train your mind, visualize your future. Watch how your reality begins to shift. And if this video opened your mind, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. Hit the like button, subscribe, and let's keep exploring the power of the mind together. Your thoughts are powerful. Use them wisely.